Welcome to this presentation on PowerPoint tips and tricks. In this presentation, I will be going over 2 tips to make your PowerPoint presentation stand out. Before we get started, I will show you ways in which you can access PowerPoint. If you are a faculty or staff member, I recommend that you sign into your MindCoyote and navigate to the faculty and staff email tile. Once that opens up, here on the left-hand side, you will see the PowerPoint icon. You can either click on that, or you can expand it by clicking on the app launcher here and click PowerPoint. By doing so, you will be accessing the web-based version of PowerPoint. If you are a CSUSB student, navigate to csusb.edu/its/software/student-software. Once you are in this web page, navigate all the way down to Microsoft Office 365. Please note the sign-in credentials. It is different from your CSUSB student email address. Once here, you can go ahead and click on Access the Office 365 portal, where you will be redirected. You will be required to sign in using your CSUSB credentials. Now, onto our tips. The first tip is how to create hollow letters, and this can be done in a few simple steps. First, navigate to a new PowerPoint slide. Once here, click on Insert and click on Shapes. We're going to insert a rectangle. Make sure that the shape is filled with your desired color. Next step, we're going to go back to Insert, and we're going to insert a text box. Now type in your text. Adjust the font and size to your liking. Make sure that your text is centered. Once you have those 2 things done, we're going to grab the text box, put it over our rectangle. Now select your text box, hold Shift, and select the rectangle behind it. Now that those 2 are selected, navigate to the search bar and search Merge Shapes. Now here we're going to navigate to Combine, and there we go. You can always change this color afterwards. Now I'm just going to center it. And there you go. The next tip I will be showing you guys how to do is how to create the changing years animation, which looks like this. To get started with this tip, on a new slide, we're going to go ahead and insert a rectangle. You want to make sure that this rectangle covers the entire slide. Now go to Insert, and we are going to insert a text box. You want to make the text pretty big Now that our font size has been changed to 115, you're going to input the numbers 0 through 9, inputting one number at a time, hitting enter before entering the next number, as so. 0, enter, 1, enter, and repeat until you get to 9. Now that you have these numbers, we are going to drag them up just a little bit. And then we're going to duplicate these numbers 3 more times. This could be done by right-clicking, copying, and we're going to paste it. And we want to make sure that these are evenly spaced out. Now that you have these 4 sets of numbers, we are going to go ahead and insert another rectangle. So come back here to Insert, Shapes, Rectangle. And we want to create a box that covers the top part of the slide. I will change the color just so you can see where I've placed it. So you want one box to be up here, and we're going to insert another box down below, as such. So in the slide, if you see here on the left-hand side, we do not see these numbers peeking out below. In order for this effect to work though, you do need to have these 2 boxes the same color as your background. So let me change the color back. You can drag these numbers to your desired year. For this first slide, I will do 1966. So I will take this, the number, and drag it so the one shows. And you want to make sure you have even space between them. And then you're going to do the same thing here, drag it all the way down to the 9. You will have to do this in baby steps. Or you can zoom out, making it easier to drag up. "19", and then move this to the 6. What makes this transition work is the morph transition. In order for the morph transition to work, you need to have similar points or grounding points. Anything that you add or delete from the incoming slides will be removed. So for this, I suggest that you have your pictures ready or your text ready that you want to showcase. In this case, we are showcasing Cody the Coyote. So if I zoom out here, you will already see the pictures that I will be using in the next slides. In this first slide, we're going to input this picture of the very first unofficial mascot and the descriptive text next to it. Now we are going to duplicate this slide by clicking on the slide here on the left-hand side, right-clicking, duplicate slide. Now, as I mentioned before, the grounding points. So we're going to need to zoom out of our view a little bit more so that we can see this left-hand side. So you're going to take the picture And the text, you can select both by holding Shift, and you're going to drag it over to the left. Now that we have moved the first picture and text over to the left, we're going to bring in the next picture. We will need to update the descriptive text. So in order to keep the same font and format, what I do is I just copy the text I had before and paste it here. For the sake of this presentation, I will just be copying the text over from the slides that I had already created. You can go ahead and change the color of all the boxes that we have put. So for this, let me go to shape format, and I will change it to a light blue. And then you're going to go ahead and fix the years. So you don't want to move the location of it, you just want to drag the numbers to the corresponding years. So for this code is from 1984. So let me go ahead and make that change. And 4. I'm moving the numbers around because I'm checking here in the preview on the left-hand side, and I see that A, they're not even, and B, I have moved the numbers up too high so that it's getting cut off by the shape, by the rectangle. So that's a good tip to make sure that your numbers are even and level. You can check it on the left-hand side in the preview. Once you have this slide completed, go ahead and duplicate the slide one more time, and you're going to repeat the same process we just did. Now, once again, we have to move this picture over to the left in order to bring in the new picture. To do so, you will also need to move this over to the left. So you can just keep zooming out. Now, while holding Shift, you're going to select both pictures and both descriptive text. That way you can move both things over at the same time. Now we're going to bring the new picture. Bring over the descriptive text. And then here, the only thing that changes is the year. Once again, change the color of the rectangles that you input. Shape format, shape fill. Let me change the color of the text just to make sure that it is standing out. And fix the year one more time. And we're going to repeat this process one more time. Once again, click on your current slide, right-click, and duplicate. You can zoom out one more time. And once again, while holding Shift, you're going to select now all 3 pictures and all 3 descriptive texts and move it over to the left. And for the last time, bring in this last picture. Let me go ahead and get the descriptive text. And change the year once more. Once you have changed the year, the color of your rectangles, and the color of your font, go ahead, come here to the left-hand side, and while holding Shift, you want to select the slides you just created. Once they are all selected, you should see them outlined in white. Come over to Transitions and make sure that Morph is selected. You'll know you have a transition selected once you see this little icon below the numbers. Now you can come here, press Shift F5, and you can see your transitions. That concludes our PowerPoint tips and tricks presentation. For any follow-up PowerPoint questions, you may contact Training Services either by email at itstrainingservices@csusb.edu or by phone number at 909-537-7425. For any technical assistance, please contact the Technology Support Center by email at support@csusb.edu or by phone at 909-537-7677.